Good afternoon, guys. Very late afternoon. It's almost 4 o'clock. We have had an incredibly busy day today, and I have recorded nothing. I just have not had the time to even pull out my phone. So, first thing this morning, we took all our wethers to the sale, left all the girls home. Like I said, I had most of them sold. I have 4 of the ewes left out of that group that I separated off yesterday. And one of my 3 rams, I kept one. He's over here. I put him in with my other girls. And then this is the other ram. So this is a group right here. They can all go if anybody is looking for a starter flock. He is unrelated to all of these girls. So got a ready-made group right here. You just got to come tomorrow, because in like 2 more days they're going over to Skips. And then it'll be a while before I get them separated again. But yeah, so these guys will have their own group. But I'm going to go ahead and this is all I have left to sell from my February group. Everything else is gone other than the wethers that are over at Skips. So after we took the sheep to the sale, we came home and grabbed everything that was at the house except for 1 ewe and her lamb, because they kept blowing the gate, and we finally said, forget it, we don't have time to deal with them. So I have 1 ewe and her lamb are still up at the house. Everything else is down here. I pulled out my 2, the 1 ram I was keeping for myself, and the 2 ewe lambs that I was keeping for myself. And then there are 2 more wethers and another ewe lamb. She's a runt. She's a crapper. I won't sell her as a breeder. She'll just go to market. And so they will all go over to Skips along with these guys if I don't find somebody that wants them in the next couple days before they head that direction. And then what else did we do this morning? And then we spent most of the morning, hi. My bottle babies are loose, and they figured out how to get under this gate, so now I have a couple bugging me. We've spent most of the morning, we did that. We sold the six. We sold 5 ewes and 1 ram as a starter flock to a family. And then we spent most of the afternoon dealing with getting my husband's stacker ready to go. And so he just left. And now I am in the process, this group, not these moms and lambs. As soon as my daughter gets back from town, I'm going to have her help me send them out onto pasture. I'm out of hay. I have like 4 bales left. These guys have to have, these lambs, these guys right here, I got to get them. They have to have hay until I get them over to Skips. The rams don't do as I do. They're going to free range for a little bit during the days because they don't go very far. If I let these moms and ewes out, these moms and lambs out, they will run rampant. They can't, the rams are calm. They just settle. They will calmly eat. They will just meander around the barnyard. The ewes and their lambs, they will run like a hurricane. I told my husband, I said, I will have to babysit them like 6 hours a day. And the rams, I can just kind of let loose over in an area, and they will just sort of sit there for the day, and I don't have to worry about them. They're not going to blow to the house where I have to worry about them getting out on the highway. They're not going to blow up and get into my sister-in-law's barnyard with her alpacas. They're not going to make a mess of things. They're so much calmer. So these guys are going to go out into the ram pasture, and the rams are going to free range. I do not recommend free ranging your sheep. This is what causes bad habits. You guys are always making fun of me about how my sheep knock down all the gates and all the panelings. This is why. This is because I free range. Do not do as I do. This invites bad habits. But desperate times call for desperate measures. So while I'm waiting for my daughter to get home, I'm going to vaccinate and band my 3 girls that I should have done like a week ago or 2. And then send them out with the big group. They're not going to be very happy with me, but it's time. And then I need to water. I haven't done any sheep chores at all this morning. It has just been one of those days. So we're going to slowly, I do have to haul some hay, a couple bales in with these guys just to keep them until I can get them over to Skips, because they still need to eat and I don't dare free range them. I will never get them back. I know. Okay. So I got all 3 of the girls done that needed done. And Annette had asked about infection when we band. And no, we have never had an infection when we band, because we give our 8-way when we do band. This came about, oh gosh, 8 years ago when we started doing, we never used to vaccinate. And then the first 2 years we had sheep because we were like the all natural bullshit. And then we ended up with tetanus. And if you've never had tetanus, thank your lucky stars. Never, ever, ever will I not vaccinate again. Terrible, horrible, will never, ever put my sheep through that again. That was a horrible learning experience. So, that said, if you're going to band, you make sure that you are doing it when you give your second vaccination. Because we used to do it when they were like 3 days old or whenever, you know, they kept saying, oh, do it when they're young, they can't feel it, all the blah, blah, blah. And that's when we were doing it. And then he said, yeah, you can do it then, but you're going to have issues. And he was right. We had issues. So then we changed to 30 days to band and give their second vaccination of the CDT or 8-way. And we've never had an issue since. We've never had tetanus. We've never had infections. We've never had a single issue by going the route that we're going. So that thankfully was super good advice from our vet. Unfortunately, he retired, and we've never gotten a good sheep vet since. But he is the one that recommended all of the practices that we have had in place for the last several years, and we have never gone wrong with his advice. Little miss, where did you come from and where do you belong? No, you need to come back in here. I know you belong in with this group of sheep. You're gonna run the wrong way. How did you get out? Were you supposed to be in the seller group or my keeper group? No, really, you need to go the other way. Oh, I hate dumb sheep. So have you been out like this whole time? Did you never get separated off? You're definitely skittish. Come on, let's get you in with everybody. No, really, gates are open. Yeah, I'm guessing that's how she got out. So, note to self. Oh, and I'm guessing right there where the board is missing is how she ended up getting out. Oh, maybe not so stupid after all. And back to the barn she goes. Lost one of the bottle babies. Rihanna was sure she was gonna just follow us. Come here, baby. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. We're never gonna catch her. Okay. All three can pretend to be sheep now.
Yeah, well, at least I got the dumb part figured out.
Okay, so they're moved and the big flock is moved. So all I need to do is open the gate for these guys. I let them into the triangle today. So, because they're not getting enough water, I'm going to let them into here. Oh, thank goodness for my daughter. So she helped me get all the moms and lambs out of the barn into the ram pasture. Had five lambs, only 5 thankfully, that lost their way. So we ended up having to haul them by hand out there, and they're just standing at the gate because they haven't found mom, and mom doesn't care at the moment because they're eating. So they'll find them eventually. And then, so we got everybody out there, no issues, no problems. And then my 3 bottle babies, she helped me bring those 3 that were ready to be weaned out here with the older lambs from April that they belong into that April group. So they are out there, which means I am down to my 4 bottle babies from the May group. So we are slowly maneuvering our way. And then I wanted to keep them all separate because the ones that I just sent out into the ram pasture, they have not been banded or vaccinated yet, and so I didn't want to mix them in with the others. So it just it just will be easier on me, because then I can bring that whole group in and band everybody after the 25th, so after next week, and then they can go back out, and then they can mix and mingle and do whatever they want. And then sometime in, I don't know when, I'll have to run my numbers and my dates to see when I'm going to wean everybody. I will probably take a middle date between the firstborn and the lastborn. So some will be a little later, some will be a little early, and that's when we'll do our weaning, and then decide where they are going to go, if they will head to Skips or if they will live somewhere around here. So okay, so I'm going to run to the house, feed the dogs up there. I got everything here fed except for my bottle babies. I need to wait till about 7:30ish, 8 o'clock to do them, and then we're going to call it a night. So we will either be back at that time or we will see you tomorrow. Keepers and a couple wethers that we just didn't take to the sale because they were at the house. But we are cleaned out. It's so weird. I know, there's only 4 left. There's only 4 of you left. All right, 2 of you come out. You are the older 2. So, remember when I said I had a little runt? That's her, and that's her brother. So, either he got the good side of the udder, or I shouldn't say that. The mom had no bag issue. So, I don't know what happened there. Apparently he was the more aggressive lamb. He definitely got all the milk compared to her, but the size difference is quite dramatic. I think my bottle babies are bigger than she is. So yeah, she originally was going to be a keeper for me because her mom is an amazing milker, fabulous genetics. But dude, you are way too young for that. You are like 3 months old, boys. Yeah, I know. They can start breeding anytime. So yeah, I think she is just going to be a seller eventually. Hopefully she will grow a little bit when we send her out on good pasture over at Skip's, and whatever we get, because I won't sell her as a breeder. She's just, unfortunately, sometimes you end up with a dunce. Okay, so there are still a few sheep in this pasture, and there's a couple sheep in the triangle. And then I went ahead so that they could have this water trough without me trying to fill those water troughs. I just wasn't keeping up with them. So I let the group in those two pens into this pen, into our feed lot. So there's a bunch of sheep in here, and they'll get this water trough. And then in the ram pasture, we've got sheep over there, and we've got some way over there, and then we've got some way over there, and they are all kind of spread out, but they do have the pond over there. You can see the water coming out of the pipe, so they have plenty of water in there for them. So once again, I have sheep everywhere, but at least this time they're all contained where I kind of sort of want them. And there is the rest of the flock coming in, which is good because those few moms that I sent out have basically stuck here all day. So if they hook up with the flock, they will probably head out in the morning. So good deal.